Whether you're navigating an unfamiliar city, venturing into rough neighborhoods, or just indulging your curiosity, knowing about the world's deadliest gangs might save your skin, or at least make you think twice before cracking a joke about someone's tattoos. In certain areas, gangs are as embedded in daily life as corner stores, and ignoring their existence can be a one-way ticket to trouble. From bone-crushing initiations to unbreakable rules enforced with, let's say, extreme prejudice, gang life is not for the faint of heart. These organizations operate with varying purposes. Some are entrepreneurs in illegal trades. Others control turf like real estate moguls with guns. A few even dabble in politics, proving that the only thing scarier than a politician is a politician with gang connections. Let's dive into the wild, dangerous, and sometimes oddly fascinating world of global gangs. Joining one isn't as simple as buying a leather jacket and calling yourself Big Tony. The Medellín Cartel, Pablo Escobar's cocaine kingdom. Our story begins in Colombia, where the Medellín Cartel rose to global infamy in the 1970s. Led by the notorious Pablo Escobar, this cartel wasn't just moving cocaine, it was basically Amazon Prime for drugs. By the 1980s, Escobar's empire was responsible for over 80% of the world's cocaine supply. On a good day, they moved 15 tons of the white stuff, roughly the weight of 3 African elephants. Let's face it, most of us struggle to move a couch. Escobar's approach was simple. You're either with him or 6 feet under. He bribed everyone from local officials to high-ranking politicians, creating a network of loyalty that made him untouchable for years. But he wasn't all bad, at least not in his own mind. To the impoverished communities of Medellín, Escobar was a modern-day Robin Hood, funding schools, housing, and even soccer fields. He also offered to pay off Colombia's $10 billion national debt. Imagine your student loans wiped clean by a drug lord. Tempting, isn't it? Despite his generosity, Escobar's ruthlessness was unmatched. He built himself a luxurious prison, La Catedral, which featured a nightclub, a soccer field, and a waterfall. It was less Alcatraz and more Club Med. Things took a turn when authorities tried to transfer him to a real prison after discovering he was still running his cartel and murdering rivals from behind bars. Escobar escaped, sparking a massive manhunt that ended with his dramatic rooftop death in 1993. His demise marked the end of the Medellín Cartel, but paved the way for other players, like the Mexican cartels, to take over the global drug trade. The Sinaloa Cartel, smuggling masters, headquartered in Culiacan, Mexico, the Sinaloa Cartel is the Coca-Cola of drug trafficking, ubiquitous and impossible to compete with. Founded in the late 1960s, it started small, smuggling marijuana into the United States. But in the 1990s, under Joaquin El Chapo Guzman's leadership, the cartel expanded into cocaine, heroin, and methamphetamine, essentially turning them into a criminal Walmart. They pioneered the use of tunnels for smuggling, proving once and for all that if crime doesn't pay, engineering sure does. El Chapo wasn't just a drug lord. He was a Houdini-level escape artist. In 2001, he escaped a Mexican prison by hiding in a laundry cart. In 2015, he outdid himself by fleeing through a mile-long tunnel equipped with lighting and a motorcycle on rails. Netflix, take notes, this beats most heist plots. Despite his daring escapes, El Chapo's luck ran out in 2016 when he was extradited to the US and imprisoned in a supermax facility. Leadership of the cartel passed to his sons, Los Chapitos, who continued operations despite arrests and bloody turf wars with rivals like the Jalisco New Generation Cartel. Even today, the Sinaloa Cartel remains one of the most powerful crime organizations in the world, proving that family businesses are alive and well, even in the underworld. The Yakuza, Japan's semi-legal syndicate. In Japan, the Yakuza operates in a gray area where crime and respectability blend like sake and soda. Dating back to 1612, they are the oldest organized crime syndicate on record, making them the OGs of the underworld. Unlike most gangs, joining the Yakuza isn't illegal in Japan, yes. You read that right. They even have registered offices and occasionally donate to charities, because who doesn't love a good PR move? Yakuza groups, such as the infamous Yamaguchi-gumi, operate in everything from gambling to construction and politics. Their members are bound by a strict code of honor, which includes rituals like yubitsum, where offenders cut off a piece of their pinky finger to atone for mistakes. It's basically the corporate HR department's dream discipline method. Despite their storied history, the Yakuza's influence has waned due to recent laws targeting organized crime. But their legacy lives on, not only in crime, but in acts of unexpected generosity. After major disasters like the 2011 Tohoku earthquake, the Yakuza were among the first to deliver aid to affected areas. Who knew gangsters could moonlight as humanitarians? The Russian Mafia. Power and paranoia. The Russian Mafia, or Bratva, emerged as a powerhouse during the chaotic collapse of the Soviet Union in the 1990s. With the government in disarray and privatization in full swing, crime became the order of the day. Businesses paid the mafia for protection, and state assets were snapped up faster than Black Friday deals. It was the Wild West, only colder and with more vodka. Unlike the Yakuza, the Bratva doesn't have a central leader. Instead, it's a loose network of bosses who run their territories like feudal lords. Tattoos are a hallmark of Russian mob culture, with every inked symbol telling a story. Think of it as a terrifying LinkedIn profile. Today, the Bratva operates with a quieter but equally menacing presence, allegedly working hand-in-hand with Vladimir Putin's government. While this partnership ensures their survival, it also keeps their business dealings out of the spotlight. The result? A mafia that's as influential as ever, just a little less showy about it. The Bloods and Crips, America's notorious rivals. In Los Angeles, the Bloods and Crips emerged as two of the most infamous street gangs in the U.S. The Crips, founded in 1971, started as a neighborhood group, but quickly spiraled into a sprawling network of factions. Their rise prompted the formation of the Bloods, leading to decades of violent turf wars. Forget sports rivalries, this was the real deal. Both gangs have a notorious reputation for their jumping-in initiation rituals, where recruits endure brutal beatings to prove their loyalty. It's like hazing, but with less beer and more broken bones. Despite their violent histories, these gangs occasionally unite against common enemies, as they did during the 1992 Rodney King riots to protest police brutality. Today, the Bloods and Crips are less prominent than in their heyday, but remain active in drug trafficking and extortion. Their impact on pop culture, however, is undeniable, influencing everything from music to fashion. Just don't go wearing the wrong colors in the wrong neighborhood. Hells Angels, born to ride and fight. The Hells Angels Motorcycle Club is perhaps the world's most famous biker gang, founded in 1948 in California. Known for their Harley-Davidsons, leather vests, and distinctive patches, they've turned outlaw motorcycling into an art form. But becoming a member isn't as simple as buying a bike. It requires years of proving your loyalty and toughness, starting as a hang-around and working up to full membership. Despite claiming to be motorcycle enthusiasts, authorities link the Hells Angels to drug trafficking, firearms sales, and other criminal activities. Their most infamous moment came during the Ultimate Free Festival in 1969, where violence erupted, leading to multiple deaths. The incident cemented their reputation as both protectors and instigators. The Hells Angels fiercely protect their image, going so far as to sue Disney for unauthorized use of their logo in a 2007 film. While they love the open road, they also love a good courtroom battle, because who says you can't mix rock and roll with legal proceedings? That's all for today's video. If you enjoyed this deep dive into gangland survival, make sure to smash that like button and don't forget to hit subscribe. Got questions, thoughts, or wild conspiracy theories about the criminal underworld? Drop them in the comments below. Until next time, stay safe, stay informed,